We all know that there are various bodies and legislations that have been set up by the key players of the Malaysian accounting regulatory framework. However, who are the key players and what regulations, standards, guidelines or rules that have been established by them? The first key player is the Malaysian Institute of Accountants, also known as MIA. They determine the qualifications for admission as members, provide training on the profession of accountancy, and approve, regulate, and supervise the MIAQE. Here are the legislations that they have done, which are FRS, MASA, RPGs, Internal Auditing Guidelines, and the Malaysian Management Accounting Guidelines.
The second key player is the MICPA. They review and set the guideline on the IS and ISE in Malaysia, develop the MASA and work jointly with the government authorities in developing accounting and reporting standards for specialized industries. They also work with other regulatory authorities in reviewing and developing regulation and legislation. The third one is Accountant General Office. They prepare strategy plan of Jabatan Accountant Negara Malaysia, JNNM, and the accounting standard of the public sector. They also research and recommend improvement on accounting consultant services of public sector. The Accountant General's Office also established the Audit Act 1950.
Next is the Companies Commission of Malaysia. CCM ensures that provisions of the Companies Commission of Malaysia Act are administered and act as agent of the government to regulate matters on corporations. They also encourage and promote proper conduct in the corporate sector and the supply of corporate info besides carry out research and studies related to corporate and business activities. The fifth key player is the Central Bank, which is also known as Bank Negara Malaysia. Bank Negara Malaysia is responsible for the conduct of monetary policy and preserving the purchasing power of the ringgit. They also promote financial inclusion and act as the banker and advisor to the government regarding macroeconomic policies and public debt. The next key player is the Securities Commission. They supervise the changes, clearinghouses and central depositories. They approve authority for corporate bond issues and also regulate securities and derivatives contracts, the takeover and mergers of listed corporations and public companies, and all matter regarding to unit trust schemes.
The Securities Commission established the Financial Reporting Act 1997 and continues to be involved in MASB, which will be explained next. The last key player of the regulatory framework is the Malaysian Accounting Standards Board, MASB. MASB issues new accounting standards and review those approved standards. They also regulates all approved accounting standards as well as any issues bulletin. And that's all for the key players of the Malaysian Accounting Regulatory Framework and the legislation that they have established.